Now, slowly but steadily, we're reaching the end of this section, but there are some additional prompting techniques I want to explore together with you before we end this course section. For example, contextual prompting, emotional prompting, lettering prompting, and many more, though I will come back to that many more part a little bit later. So let's actually start with contextual prompting. Contextual prompting simply means that as you provide extra information to your prompt, so as you set the context of your prompt, you add specific extra information on the cultural, historical, or situational factors that should be taken into account by ChatGPT as it generates the response. For example, you could have a prompt like this. Here, I want ChatGPT to generate a summary of the evolution of the combustion engine over the years since its inception, but I also specifically want ChatGPT to take the current shift towards renewable energy and electric vehicles into account. And that's the part where I do provide some extra historical and situational context, because otherwise ChatGPT might focus on the history of the combustion engine without taking the current changes that are taking place into account. And with that extra paragraph added here, that's hopefully different. So adding this extra information about this extra context into which the response should be put, or the extra context of the current circumstances that should be considered, adding this extra information can be very important for certain kinds of prompts. And as always, of course, not for all prompts. This is definitely not important for all prompts, but for some prompts, taking current circumstances or specific aspects into account could be important, and with contextual prompting, you in the end do add this extra information. So therefore, in the end, contextual prompting is, of course, still only about adding extra information, about setting the context of the prompt. And it therefore, in the end, still comes down to these two core elements where you have a goal and you then do add this extra context, this extra additional information. But it's a specific kind of extra information which is easy to overlook, or which you might not always think about, but which can make certain responses for certain prompts way better. Like here, for example, where we do get this extra information about the impact of the combustion engine, both the positive and the negative impact, and we get a whole paragraph dedicated to the current shift towards renewable energy and electric vehicles.